last night, but Tony Romo's 3 picks spoiled the party. Can Dallas win a championship with Romo? The Jets backed up their trash talk and beat the Pats at home. Is it time to panic in New England? And USC lost to its 5th unranked team in 4 seasons. Does Pete Carroll deserve more criticism? The hottest topics up for debate. First and 10 starts now. Hey there, thanks for choosing us on this Monday. First and 10 is the program. I'm Jay Crawford. Skip Bayless is on my left. Rough week for you. What rough weekend? And Jamel Hill on my right.
I'll see you guys.
He would like to quietly disappear. Chad Ochocinco scored. We'll talk about that. Terrell Owens scored. We'll talk about that. And your team, the Dallas Cowboys, the one that with no TO distraction will rise to the top and fulfill their potential.
How about them Giants?
Lost in the opening of their brand new house. And Tony was not very championship-like. 13 of 29, 3 picks, 1 was a pick 6, 127 yards. Can Dallas win a championship with Tony Romo as its quarterback?
Somewhere last night, Jessica was saying, you can't blame this one on me.
So was T.O., I think.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to say a very shaky, yes, this team can win with Tony, as I'm starting to call him now. Okay, I did say when I picked Dallas to win the NFC East that Romo's best passes this year would be the ones he handed to the best trio of running backs in the National Football League. And Dallas did run wild, 251 yards worth on what some people were calling before the season maybe the greatest front 7 in the history of the NFL. Remember that one, Jay?
Bob Glauber, yes, sir.
The Cowboys did pretty much shut down that Giants' vaunted running game. Am I right? Okay, but obviously Romo's 3 picks and the fumble by Felix Jones, 4 turnovers to 0, that did him in. And the only way I'm going to defend Tony today is that those weren't his typical crazy Brett Favre memorial nutso passes. You know, where you try something that just won't, you just can't do it.
1% chance of making it work.
These weren't mental breakdowns as much as physical breakdowns, because the pick 6 one that got returned for an interception, it looked like the ball just slipped out of his hand. It was just a flutter ball that went 5 yards over Roy Williams' head.
And the interception off
Wittens, it's just freakish bad luck. Am I right?
Yeah.
And then the last one, remember, they're playing in a new setting. He just didn't see Kenny Phillips, who was back in punt formation. He blended into the new background to me. That's again, not a mental mistake where you tried something you shouldn't. It's a physical. I didn't see him. I don't know what the optics are here in the new stadium. So I'm giving him a small break, and I'm saying he can bounce back from this, because in the end, 4 turnovers to none, and it still went down to the last field goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the silver lining if you're a Cowboy fan this morning.
And here's the other silver lining. I thought from a physical standpoint that they were right there with the Giants. You know, in the past, I think the Giants have just been so dominant on that end. They've sort of punked the Cowboys a little bit, but they were right there with them physically, so that's something that they can take away. And if you're a Cowboys fan, at least it happened in September and not December, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so they sort of got it out of the way. I'm going to give Romo another small break. I thought it was definitely one of his worst games, but I'm going to put some of this on Jason Garrett a little bit. Okay. You know, after they went down the field and just gashed the Giants with the run. I mean, which was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Why didn't they use it more?
Exactly, and that's where I get back to Jason Garrett. Look, Tony Romo is like a lot of young quarterbacks. I mean, young in terms of starter years here. You have to save him from himself, and I don't think they did a good job of doing that with him after the Cowboys established the run. I thought they should have kept with it until the Giants stopped him. I thought once they got the lead, Tony Romo should have turned more into a game manager. And I don't think they called the plays that were called weren't conducive to him doing that. So you have to put some of this on the coaching staff as well.
Let's go back into the NFC, and we have to take the Saints and the Giants right now, and this is kind of crazy because it's only through week 2, but these are the 2 teams that have seemed to separate themselves from everybody else. The Saints have scored 93 in 2 weeks. That's second highest point total for 2 back-to-back games in the NFL since the Raiders in '68. This is a special offense. Which team's better right now?
Well, I'm going with the Giants, and I know that is probably not the popular pick. Everybody's seeing all these points.
Really? I don't think it is the popular pick.
Everybody loves offense, Skip, so I'm sure they're seeing all these touchdowns that Drew Brees is throwing, and they're thinking that's the team to beat, but I don't think so. I am a fan of smash mouth football, and the one thing I really appreciate about the Giants is they're probably, arguably at least, the most physical team in the NFL. Eli Manning, to me, has taken a big step. You know, he may not always put up pretty numbers like his brother or some of the other quarterbacks in the league, but that guy is poised. He has proven he can win on the road in tough environments. And, you know, the thing about the Saints, I look at their offense and I wonder, can they win a game like that in December? Can they grind it out against someone? And as well as they played, we have to look at who they played. They played the Lions. Okay, they're what, 0-19 now. I think they've lost 19 in a row at this point.
Yeah,
so
but
they're
week 2 was a much bigger test.
It was a bigger test, but they also happened to play the Eagles without their best offensive player, which was Donovan McNabb.
Right,
so
but Donovan doesn't play defense.
No, he doesn't play defense, but at the very least, you wonder how much would his defense have gotten a rest if they weren't on the field as long with better offense,
Valid
right?
point.
Okay, so I still don't know how much more improved this Saints defense is. I give it to the Saints on offense. They are incredible and tough to stop, but I just wonder what's going to happen when they run against a really physical team.
Jay stole all my points, so I don't have anything left.
Why don't you just keep talking? If
Well, I'm scratching my head going, wait a minute. Okay, so go ahead.
So
You're so much better at delivering the points than I am.
We are talking about the same New York Football Giants defense that just gave up 251 yards rushing and 31 points, right?
But they still won.
Okay, and I know they're beat up and they lost Justin Tuck. God bless you, Justin. Hope you're okay, because I'm not sure about that one, and they were beaten up in the secondary. But still, the Saints are unbelievable right now, because we had a whole lot of people sit over there and sit over on our couch earlier and say, in the preseason, and pick Philadelphia to win the NFC East. Pick Philadelphia because, in large part, of the defense, because it's going to be a shut. And I'm saying no Brian Dawkins, and God bless Jim Johnson. He's not there anymore. But Drew Brees just hung 41 on them in Philadelphia. And then Darren Sharper, who has made that defense credible for the first time in a long time, tacked on 7 more to make it 48. And I'm looking at Drew Brees, and I am seeing Tom Brady of 07.
Okay, well, now let me play contrarian to your points, because in 07, and this goes to what you said, the Patriots couldn't be stopped, couldn't be stopped, couldn't be stopped, and at the end, what happened? A great defense came out, and they were stopped.
No, Asante Buckner or Asante Samuel dropped an interception that lost the game, Jay.
You could pick
I mean, come on, it was over.
But they put
it was
pressure
over.
on Brady the
they
whole
did.
game,
Okay.
and the Giants have the recipe.
Okay, so I'll take this. We're just doing a week 2 argument right here, and maybe it's weak, so to speak, because all I'm saying is the Saints are playing at the highest level in the NFC right now. They are the team I would not want to play the most right now.